Hello, everyone. Welcome to our official second episode of Avengers Disassemble, a Marvel Cinematic Universe podcast. I'm Jeremy.
I'm Darius.
I love the MCU.
I am indifferent.
Indifferent?
Uh-huh.
That's the word you're choosing to use?
It's true.
It's not true. What did you just say about Iron Man? How much you fucking disliked it?
I said...
You are not indifferent about this series.
I said Iron Man was not for me.
Oh, whatever.
I said it wasn't for me.
Fair enough.
I said I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. It simply was not for me. That is the literal definition of indifference.
Fair enough.
God, I know a lot about being indifferent. But if
Jesus.
you want to know more about that conversation about Iron Man, obviously that's episode 1. We're watching these in sequential order and not chronological order.
Yes, we were watching them in the order they were released in theaters.
Yes. Yeah. So go back to episode 1. I will link it somewhere in either the title card or the description box below. And also make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get a notification every single time one of these episodes comes out. Okay?
What he said.
Yeah.
Today we
make it worth my while.
Shit. Today make it worth my while. You're getting too cocky too soon. Today, we are looking at the 2008 The Incredible Hulk, starring Edward Norton, Liv Tyler, Tim Roth. So I'm going to start us off the way we started Iron Man off. Mm-hmm. D-Dare Bionic.
Yes.
What did you think?
Stream everywhere you listen to your
What did you think of The Incredible Hulk?
I did not like this movie.
compared to Iron Man, what do you think? Like,
compared to Iron Man, this movie is garbage.
It's really not that bad.
Okay.
When I saw this movie in the theater in 2008, I saw it with my friend, and neither of us knew this was connected to Iron Man. We had no idea because Iron Man came out in May. This movie came out in June. I swear to God.
In Pride Month, they put this movie out?
No, because Iron Man was still in theaters when Incredible Hulk came out.
That's crazy.
Isn't that fucking crazy?
They were just like, let's churn and burn them.
Yeah. Like, it genuinely makes me wonder, like, was this an MCU movie? Or, like, starting off? Or did they just halfway through kind of be like, we should connect this to Iron Man?
Guess what? Like, they didn't know what the hell they were doing with Iron Man. So they figured, we got 2 half movies. Let's make a whole movie.
They didn't know what they were doing. What are you talking about?
With Iron Man?
Yeah.
Yeah, the script wasn't finished.
Oh, yeah, good point. No. But, you know, we even discussed this when we were texting about it. Like, this is the most non-MCU movie in the entire series. This does not feel like a Marvel movie. This does not feel like a superhero movie. It's so weird the way this movie... it's such a weird tone.
And yeah, and movie. It's not because Ed Norton was replaced... It's not... It's been a long day, okay? I've been up for a long time. It's not because Ed Norton was replaced with Mark Ruffalo. It's not because Ed Norton was necessarily bad in this movie.
No, I actually think Edward Norton was very good in this movie.
We'll get to that. It just does not feel like a Marvel movie.
Not at all. Like,
Iron Man with all of its flaws. Thank you. I was thinking of several horrible other words.
Of course,
with all of its flaws, felt like some of the current MCU movies.
Yeah, it felt like the beginning of something.
Yeah, I don't know.
It did. You have to admit, it felt like the beginning of that. It was setting something up.
It didn't feel like it was setting anything up until the after credit scene, but
fair enough. But still, you know what I mean.
Yeah, it at least gives the tone, even though visually it gives DC movie tone wise, it gives that kind of almost lighthearted tone of some of the later MCU movies. But this movie, it's strange.
It's weird. Like, it's not that it just doesn't feel like a Marvel movie. It doesn't feel like a superhero movie.
No,
Hulk isn't necessarily a superhero, but he becomes part of the Avengers. Like, this should feel like a superhero movie.
It should feel more epic than it does. It feels more like a monster movie. It feels like
exactly. That is the perfect way to describe this movie. It feels like
it wants to be a horror movie so bad.
But saying it's a monster movie, that almost in its way is a compliment because I feel like that's what they were trying to go for.
Well, they did that if they were trying to go for a monster movie.
Yeah, I feel like they were less trying to make a superhero movie, more of a monster movie. I do kind of feel like that.
I guess would have been, if executed properly, would have been a really good idea.
Yeah, I agree. This movie is just very inconsistent.
It's so inconsistent.
Yeah. Let me just give my thoughts real quick.
Please.
Because you've already said how much
I did not like this movie. I had 0%.
This movie is okay to me. When I saw this at the theater, I will tell you, when I saw this at the theater in 2008, I did not like it. I remember with my friend, I was like.
And the MCU is over.
Well, again, I didn't know this was an MCU movie until who shows up at the end.
Yeah. Well, you're not spoiling anything.
Tony Stark shows up at the end.
I'm like, we're gonna get there eventually.
But when I first saw this movie, I was very like, oh my God, I have no intention of ever watching this again. Rewatching it now, I only rewatched this movie for the first time in several years. Last night, so I kind of have more of a soft spot for it now. I don't love it, obviously. I don't necessarily
the nostalgia is eating this man.
It is. But I do. There is a level of enjoyment I have with this movie.
I got no enjoyment. I got not a single moment of enjoyment. This will probably be one of, for sure, 3 movies that I did not get a single moment of enjoyment out of.
Yeah, because Iron Man, you even had some moments you really liked in Iron Man.
The acting was fabulous.
Yeah.
That's about all you got. But the acting was Well, no, there was some other good, there was some moments. Yeah. You got to watch that video to get that.
Yeah.
But this movie...
I will not get on you as hard in this one because I can understand why somebody would like it.
I just don't know what it was trying to be.
It was trying... That's actually a really good question. What was it? Because it's not setting up Avengers until the very... Well, neither was Iron Man, but
even when Tony Stark comes in, he's talking to the one military guy,
General Roth,
who was horrible.
It wasn't that bad.
The acting in this movie is garbage.
It is not. No, Edward Norton did a really good... I think Edward Norton's pretty good in this movie. He's Edward Norton.
Good for him.
Well, he's one of the greatest actors working today.
I don't know about that.
He's a great actor. Edward Norton's a great actor.
He's a great actor. I wouldn't put him in one of the greatest categories, but he is a great actor.
He's a great actor.
He was not good in this movie.
I disagree so much to the point that when they announced when Avengers was coming out that Mark Ruffalo was replacing him, I remember being kind of bummed out because I was like, Edward Norton was great.
Well, you love Edward.
He's a great actor. He's fantastic.
He's great, but
and I thought he fit the character of Bruce Banner really well.
And see, one of my first notes is, wait a minute, or did I not write it down?
Yeah.
Oh, Ed Norton seems like an odd choice.
I would disagree. I disagree. I disagree. Because he's supposed to feel like this scientist, this mad experiment went horribly wrong. He became a raging monster. Now he's trying to cure it. And he still has that feel of he's just a scientist wanting to save himself.
That man don't feel like a scientist at all.
I think Liv Tyler doesn't feel like a scientist at all. I'll give you that.
Let me just go ahead and get this off the table. Yeah. Okay. I will say nothing else about Liv Tyler in this episode. Her performance in this film.
Yeah. Whatever you're about to say, I agree with.
Is so bad. Mm-hmm. This coming from actors. We are both actors, okay?
We have
acted for over a decade.
Yeah.
Stage and some film.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was the direction or the choice.
She's been great in other movies.
Yeah. Oh my God, she's amazing.
She's amazing.
She's amazing. I would say her and Ed Norton are kind of similar to me, where they're really, really talented, but they're not in my top. Like they're not people that draw me to the movie theater.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
Ed Norton's not necessarily an actor. It'd be like, Ed Norton's in this. We gotta go see him.
Exactly. But if he's in the movie, I'm like, oh, it's probably gonna be good.
You're right, because he's a great actor. Yeah.
Liv Tyler's in the movie. It's probably gonna be good.
Yeah.
She's great.
Yeah.
But her performance, specifically, her and the guy that played her dad in this movie.
I disagree about that. I think he was pretty good.
Oh,
rest in peace. That actor has passed away in real life.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah. Oh, that's so sad. But in this movie, it just felt. His performance felt forced and fake to me.
I disagree.
He felt like he was playing a military person from somebody had drawn the military from memory, and then he acted based on what that drawing was from memory. And then Liv Tyler with that.
Yeah.
That she was almost like, oh my God, hold on. The character is right there in my brain. Not Jessica Rabbit, but like that like damsel in distress, like, oh, what are you gonna do?
I have no idea who you're talking about. But I know what you mean, because every line is like, Bruce.
It's that like she's like,
yeah.
It's like she's a 1920s movie star.
Yeah. Her performance is very off.
It did not fit the character to me.
Yeah.
That woman needed to be stronger and more like strong-willed.
Yeah.
I think, and I don't know. It
was weird.
It was devastatingly off-putting because I know that Liv Tyler is so talented.
Yeah.
And again, I will say nothing else about Liv Tyler in this review. That is everything I had to say. I did not enjoy her performance. I think she is fabulous. Mm-hmm. I love when she is in. I've watched a lot of movies with her in it, and I enjoyed her in every single one of them. But this one, she also looks a lot like my very, very good friend.
Really?
Yeah,
that's weird.
Yeah, she look. And it's if you know who you are. If you're watching this, you've gotten it your whole life. I love you, Boots, and it's good because she's gorgeous and you're gorgeous, but. It throws me off every time I see it. I'm like,
so funny.
That's
so funny. No, and especially because you're supposed to believe she's this brilliant scientist too. That they work together.
Brilliant about
no, it's not believable at all.
Yeah, not believable at all. Not enjoyable. So back to the movie.
But I think.
Oh, I do have one more thing to say. Sorry, I'm just gonna say this real quick. So after he hulks out, right, and they're at the They're at the right. Oh, sorry, that is the point of the movie.
Like 4 times.
They're at the college, I guess it was.
The campus.
College. Yeah. And then he like goes away with her, and he takes her to a cave, and then they like fall asleep and wake up. Her hand was fully cupped around his ass.
What? Are you serious? Like when they wake up?
When she wakes up, he's like sleep still, right? She wakes up.
It's fully cupped around his ass.
She woke up with a handful of cake. He's like passed out, and she woke up and she was like,
I need to rewatch that scene now. That's fucking hilarious.
So funny to me. Because like what odd placement. And maybe like maybe because he was so hulked out that like when he shrunk down, her hand just happened to be there. But like they could have made it so that her hand was further up on his back, or like even hanging over. Her hand was perfectly on his ass.
So funny. I did not see that.
It was hilarious. You know, I'm always looking for the cake, honey. But I was not searching for cake in that moment, and it just happened to find me.
That's so funny. Now, you talked about, before you say anything, let me say this. But you talked about the CGI in Iron Man and not like holding up at all. Or you said it wasn't terrible. But
it wasn't terrible, but it definitely gave 2008.
The CGI in this movie is really bad. It's really bad.
I'm going to disagree with you on that.
No, you're kidding.
I'm going to disagree with you on that.
You're kidding me.
I think the design of Hulk was not
The design of Hulk is good. No, the design is good.
See, I think it's not good.
What? How are we?
I think the design of Hulk is not great. But
because each Hulk variation is supposed to look like the actor.
That shit didn't look nothing like Ed Norton.
Well, in the face a little bit, like the Mark Ruffalo's Hulk looks a little like Mark Ruffalo. Eric Bana's looks a little like Eric Bana.
Mark Ruffalo's Hulk could get it. Because Mark Ruffalo could get it.
What the fuck?
Sorry, whoa. That got deep for a second.
Jesus Christ. Well, what were we talking about earlier? The big green.
I was watching the wrong movie. No, I didn't like the design of Hulk.
I thought that was fine. It's the CGI that was shit.
I didn't think the CGI was bad.
You're insane. Like when him and Abomination are fighting at the end.
Is that what the name of that Hulk is?
The Abomination.
Child, I wrote down Nega Hulk.
What did you call him?
Nega Hulk.
Nega Hulk?
Like Nega Chin. That's the first thing that came to my mind. Oh.
god!
You with me?
Oh my god!
Because nobody told me his name was Abomination.
Well, he calls him Abomination. Remember the scientist? I can't remember his name. Tim Blake Nelson says, "I don't know what's in you already. The result could be an abomination."
Okay, that wasn't telling me his name. That was saying it could be an abomination. I didn't know what his name was.
Oh my god!
So I said, "What is he? Nega Hulk?"
Oh my god. Oh, okay. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, I need to recover from that.
Crimson Chin.
The Nega Chin.
That literally was what I was like, is this just like...
so stupid.
Just like this movie.
So stupid. Anyway, when him and Abomination
Nega Hulk.
are fighting, or you're just gonna call him Nega Hulk.
I'm gonna call him Nega Hulk the whole time.
I'm gonna be accurate. When him and Abomination are fighting in Harlem at the end of the big street fight, it's so dark and the CGI is so messy. It's like I couldn't see what was happening at the time.
I didn't necessarily think the CGI was messy, but I do think because it was like, and that's why I said it kind of seemed like a monster movie because it felt like they were trying to hide Hulk.
They were at first. Until the campus scene, you don't see much of Hulk. And I think that was the point. They were building up his appearance.
But they just kept hiding him. They kept him dark. They didn't really give him like the grading of the movie was so dark inherently.
Even like the bright scenes were dark.
The only thing you could see was that lime green juice.
The what?
The juice that he was working in the juice factory.
Oh yeah, that was like bright as fuck.
It was
neon green.
It was neon green. Everything else is like pitch black, but all you see is this neon green juice. Why was the juice neon green? Like, what is happening?
Can I just say real quick? The best part about this movie is the soundtrack.
I can't even.
I know you can't remember, but the soundtrack of this movie genuinely, like during the chase scene through Brazil, and like even during some of the action scenes, like I was really noticing the music in this movie. I was like, this is really strong music.
That's how you know I was not invested in this movie because music is something I would definitely be like, ooh.
I just thought it was very, very strong. And again, I don't think Ed Norton did a bad job at this movie at all. I would have loved to see him. I would have loved to see the Ed Norton version of Bruce Banner interact with like Tony and Captain America and stuff.
I don't think he did a bad job. Mm-hmm. I do think it was an odd choice. And I do think he did not portray the Bruce Banner that I imagined. Mm-hmm.
I do think looking ahead, Mark Ruffalo does a better job as the character, obviously. Yeah.
Yes, Mark Ruffalo does an amazing job as Bruce Banner. Yeah. And maybe I do have a little bit of bias toward that. Yeah. But something about Ed Norton physically and also like his portrayal just didn't, I don't know, it just didn't fit. And like, not even in a horrible negative, this is horrible, why would they pick him kind of way. Just in like, it just seemed odd.
No, I could, because you are not the first person that has said that. Almost everybody that sees this movie says Edward Norton is a weird choice to play Bruce Banner.
So weird.
But I'm a big Edward Norton fan, so I think he was
He wants him to
fine.
play everybody. He wanted him to be Captain America.
I wanted him to be Captain America.
He said, why isn't Ed Norton Scarlet Witch?
Why isn't Ed Norton?
We just stepped into the multiverse.
Why isn't Ed Norton Doctor Strange? Like, yeah. God. No, I just think I've always been an Ed Norton fan. I thought he was, even when I saw this in the theater, I wasn't a huge fan of the movie, but I was like, Ed Norton's pretty good. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So what do we think about Tim Roth as Blonsky?
Hi, it's Nikki Blonsky from the movie Hairspray.
Shut up. I hate you so much. You fucking asshole.
Oh my Blonsky. God. Who is Blonsky?
The guy that turns into the Nega Hulk at the end.
Okay, here's the thing.
There's a scene, real quick before you start. There's a scene where he's with Ross talking about, like, because he's going to inject him with the super soldier serum. Mm-hmm. He's talking to him and he goes, how old are you, Blonsky? Like 45, 50? He goes, 39. Tim Roth was not 39 years old when he filmed this movie. He was in his late 40s, early 50s, okay?
Well,
so
people
he does not look 39.
He don't look nowhere near 39.
He does not look 39.
Especially not by the end of it. By the end of it, he looked dead. But
Because he was all like, skinny and sweaty.
Skinny and sweaty. Why was he skinny and sweaty?
Well, because the serum was transforming him. He was taking too much of it.
Oh, so it's an allegory for drug abuse.
I mean, kind of, I guess, maybe.
I don't know, but
because he does get a little crackhead.
He gets cracked out.
Because he shoves the gun in the guy's face. And
he's like, soup me up with some of that Hulk blood.
Some kind of Hulk blood.
Whoa, sir, you need to calm down.
Well, I think his transition from going to a regular just soldier into a like super soldier addicted crazy person was so quick. It was
a very quick turnaround. Yeah. He got injected one time, almost died. Like Hulk literally kicked his front to his back.
Yeah, and he slammed into the tree.
He was like, it was like Death Becomes Her.
Yeah,
literally.
Actually, yeah.
I can see my ass. Like, and then the next day,
and then he makes a fist, and his eyes open in the bed. Like,
and it's so dramatic. Like,
so dramatic.
And his eyes didn't even open all the way. It was like,
yeah,
like, sir.
It's a little like
he was like, I feel my chin growing.
They're clearly trying to rush his development into Abomination, but his immediate like, oh, I need more of the serum. I need to become Hulk now. It's so like, when did this start, dude?
You know what's so crazy? This movie's an hour and 50-something minutes long.
Hour 50 with before credits. It's like hour 45.
Yeah, it felt rushed.
It did feel really rushed. I will 100% agree with you.
It felt rushed.
The pace was too like, okay, what's the next scene? Now he's back in the States. Okay, he's seeing Liv Tyler. Now they're on campus. He's transforming into the Hulk. It's like, slow down.
Okay, so we know that he like almost killed her. They made it seem like she was dead at the beginning of the movie.
They did, because she was in the hospital bed.
She was in the hospital. He was staring at her picture in the newspaper. Yeah. Like, they made it, again, no passage of time. They made it seem like he had killed this bitch a decade ago. And when he got back and saw her, I was like, she's alive.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? I thought she was dead.
I actually really liked the opening credits because it's all like visual storytelling.
Yeah.
That was really well done. That was really well done.
They should have just been the movie.
Just no dialogue, just visual storytelling.
Just the opening credits.
Just the opening credit, the end? Fuck? That's not how it works.
I know, but I wish it was. This movie was not good. The story, again, we talked a lot in our review of Iron Man about the story. Well, I talked a lot about the storytelling, and he's in Brazil. They speak Portuguese.
Yeah. You wouldn't like me when I'm hungry.
You wouldn't like me when I'm hungry. I thought that was funny.
That was
whatever.
Funny. It's cute.
There's also this woman that they introduced in the beginning that seems like she's gonna
disappear. Yep. I was gonna say that.
She did. Yeah. Like, where did she go?
Yeah,
what was that point of that?
Like he protects her from those bullies, but they do almost even before that. They have a moment where they like look at each other like it's gonna set something up, and then she just disappears.
Yeah. He asks her to go to lunch with him. He says, "Quiero." Wait, what is it? Hold on, I speak Spanish. ¿Quiere almorzar conmigo?
I don't know if that's right. So.
That is right. I know it's right. The pronunciation might be a little off, but that is right.
Well, the main reason he was asking for her for lunch, I don't know if they were to get her out of there.
Was to get her out of there, yeah.
So I don't think they really had lunch.
Well, he asked her to lunch, and then the very next scene is him going to talk to somebody else.
Yeah.
Like, they set up so many things. Like, he talks to this woman. She goes away.
Yeah.
He goes to talk to that random person in the street. What happened with that? Was that
he gave him the flower that he thought was going to work, that was going to cure him. Remember?
No. No.
Because remember, he uses the flower on his blood, and because he's messaging Mr. Blue, Mr. Green, that whole thing. And then he uses the flower in his blood, and then it stops, but then it remutates and hulks out again.
When did that happen?
At the beginning of the movie, during the whole Brazil sequence. Before the military came. Before the military came.
I was paying attention. Where was I?
No, you clearly weren't.
Oh my! I don't remember any of that.
That's funny. Well, I will give you that.
Maybe it was when I wrote down the note. It's so hard for me to focus on this movie. My God.
Well, I will give you that because the pacing is just so quick. There's so much that happens. Like, okay, now he's doing this. Now he's doing this. Now he's doing this. Can we slow down and just develop his character a little bit or something? Like,
honestly, it might not have felt like as odd of a choice if they actually developed the character some. Because he goes from being a scared, fragile, on the run. He doesn't want to be angry. Yeah. He's doing this like breathing exercises with some random shirtless man. Like, okay, I get why he's doing it, but like maybe give us a little bit more I don't know.
Yeah.
So, excuse me. He, all that's happening. And then next thing you know, the military is, they're tipped off because, and this will be our Stan Lee segment for this.
Oh, yeah.
Stan Lee drinks the drink with the blood in it.
With the gamma radiation blood. Yeah.
Listen to me when I say this. I know that it is realistic, especially in the world we live in today, for some blood to get up in some shit. That shit was neon green.
That was,
and the blood would have turned it poop brown.
Yeah.
Also, there's no suspension of disbelief. I'm so sorry.
It was a lot of blood. It wasn't just like a drop. It was like
a pint of blood.
Yeah, it was a shit ton of blood.
He was like,
because he wipes it off the belt and he's like, okay, it's good, but it was still on the bottle. Like, how did he not see that giant fucking blood stain? He was standing right next to it. Like,
and all of it just so that they would know that he was in Brazil.
That he was in Brazil, like where they manufactured it, so they track him down.
There was such a better way to do that. There was, I remember thinking this during the movie, and I didn't write it down because I guess I just didn't care enough. That there was a better moment to have had Stan Lee do his cameo. And I wish I had written it down because...
Well, they basically kill Stan Lee.
They literally kill Stan Lee. Like, he fucking dies in this
Which is kind of strange to do to your cameo. It's like, hey, Stan Lee, come be in our movie and fucking die. What?
I can't remember much of the movie, so I can't remember what moment it was, but there was a better moment to have had Stan Lee's cameo.
I agree.
I think of it while
just in general, like you couldn't find a better use for him than just having him drink this gamma soda and get killed.
Yeah. Because what else was happening? There was like a moment after that happened where it was like, damn, this would have been a much better spot for Stan Lee's cameo.
Yeah. Also,
Stan Lee could have played... Nope. I said I wasn't saying nothing else about Liv Tyler.
Well, Stan Lee could have played Betty Ross?
Yeah.
The fuck?
Also, Betty Ross.
What's wrong with that name?
Betsy Ross.
Betty Ross.
I know, but it's too close to Betsy Ross.
For God's sake. Also, Tim Roth shooting the dog with the tranquilizer was unnecessary. I didn't like that. I didn't like that.
I was like, okay, he just killed the dog because I didn't know they were tranquilizers.
Well, he doesn't kill him.
I didn't know they were tranquilizers until they were shooting them at the Hulk and they were bouncing off.
Yeah.
But I was like
the dog just standing there barking at me. He's like, like you hear the dog yelp. I was like, what's that? It's like, are you just trying to be like, hey, this guy's bad. He just shot a dog. Hate him now. It's like, what the fuck?
Like, no, that was just uncalled for.
I was just like, why? Why did you just shoot it?
I didn't really believe. I didn't know where we were going to go in that movie as far as what the big fight scene was going to be at the end.
Like who was going to be the main villain?
Well, I knew it was going to be him.
The movie sets him up very clearly.
The movie sets him up very clearly, but I thought that What's His Jacket was going to be more involved with him.
The general?
Was going to be more involved. And then he just did not give it to me at all. He was not giving me what good. He didn't give me what I was asking for. I did not enjoy it.
He shows up in Civil War, so we'll see him again.
Does he?
Yeah. Captain America Civil War, we'll see him again.
I hate that movie. Spoiler alert, I don't like that movie.
God, of course you don't.
I don't like that movie. There's one scene in particular in that movie that I hate so much.
I know what you're talking about.
Talk about bad CGI.
We'll get there. Because I don't agree once again. No, but like, I feel like he goes, I know he wants somebody... The general, I know he wants somebody like formidable enough to go up against the Hulk. He doesn't just want a random team of soldiers because they already tried that and it very clearly didn't work. But he goes into like, hey, we have this super soldier serum. Why don't you try it? Like it goes into that too quick. Like there's no development. It's just like, hey, like you seem kind of gung-ho about getting the Hulk. Why don't you try this super soldier serum and like see what happens? It's like, can we like slow down and develop this shit a little bit? Like
it was so random.
It was too much.
The other thing that I just really didn't enjoy, one thing that I did enjoy, actually pivoting just a little bit, I liked that they kind of portrayed more Bruce getting control of Hulk as the movie was kind of coming to an end, where he when he kind of escapes at the end. But there are several moments leading up to that where he kind of controls it, specifically when, Liv Tyler's character is there. Yeah. But I did enjoy that aspect of it, at least. They showed the kind of rage to control. He still doesn't have full control. And then, of course, at the end of the movie, he's like
full on control. Even though they completely negate that in Avengers, he doesn't have control of it.
Well, they have to redo it because
Yeah. Well, Incredible Hulk is technically an MCU movie, but almost nobody considers it an MCU movie. Not just because of the way it feels, just because one, it's rarely ever mentioned throughout the MCU. Mark Ruffalo has one line in Avengers where he goes, "Sorry, last time I was in New York, I kind of broke Harlem," referencing the Abomination fight at the end. Nega Hulk, excuse me.
Call him by his name.
But the other than that, there's zero references up until the newest release, Captain America: Brave New World, just came out and felt more like an Incredible Hulk sequel than a Captain America movie.
Yeah, because that's the one with Red Hulk, huh?
Yeah,
I haven't seen that one.
And not just Red Hulk, there's some, I won't get into it, but there's some plot lines that were picked up in there that haven't been seen since Incredible Hulk. And it's like, why are we choosing this movie to continue the story? It's just, there's zero references to this movie throughout the entire MCU. So it's almost been, until recently, it was pretty much decanonized in the MCU. Until recently, they were like, wait, this movie exists. Remember this movie?
Tony Stark even shows up at the end of this movie, which is so funny. I was like, whoa, what are you? Yeah, I was like, Ariana, what are you doing here?
He does. It's like, oh, what if I told you we were putting a team together?
What if we were putting a team together?
Who's we? And he just looks at him, and the credits start. I'm like, yeah, that was kind of cool.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid.
It's just more setup for the Avengers. But again, like I said, when I went and saw this movie in the theater, I did not know it was an MCU movie until Tony showed up at the end. And when Tony showed up, I was like, oh, what the fuck? When did this, what? Because there's only two references in this movie to it being connected. There is a blink and you miss it Stark Industries logo on something in the movie. I don't remember what it was on.
Couldn't tell you what it was because I was probably blinking.
And there was another moment where they're using this computer database to track down, I can't remember his name. The Mr. Blue guy.
Yeah, I don't remember the scientist's name.
Yeah, Tim Blake Nelson. That's who plays him, so I'll just call him that. But when they're tracking down his internet thing, the S.H.I.E.L.D. logo is on the computer.
The S.H.I.E.L.D. logo.
And you see that, but I didn't really connect it at the time. I was just like, I don't know what that is, but whatever. So, but yeah, I mean, I don't have too much to say about this movie. It's just kind of, it's
clearly don't have too much to say about this movie.
It's just very forgettable, and I think anybody could agree with us when we say it's so out of place with the rest of these movies. That
it's so weird. It just, the writing is strange, the color grading, and one of the things we are talking about with these movies, we kind of touched on a little bit with Iron Man, but I'll get a little more into it because this probably is going to be a 4-minute episode.
It's going to be a mini episode.
Yeah, what do we used to call them in the Sleeping Throat? Impromptu Z's.
Impromptu Z's, yeah.
We should have called them cat naps.
Why?
Because they're little.
It's so random. What the fuck?
But it. What was I talking about even? Oh, talking about the film aspect of this, the cinematography, color grading, sound design. As you said, you like the sound design a lot. I thought the sound mixing was fine. The color grading of this movie was so dark, even in the light scenes, even in the scenes where they were full sunlight, explosions happening. Yeah. So dark. Yeah. And again, like a DC movie. These early MCU movies feel like DC movies in tone. In visual tone, not necessarily in the tone of the film, but the visual tone.
Because they're very dark.
They're very dark and gritty, but
but they become much more colorful.
Iron Man is kind of kooky.
Yeah.
Iron Man's a little funny.
Yeah, I mean that's just from Robert Downey Jr. mostly.
I know, but Iron Man himself is really funny. He's just kind of
that's the character.
Yeah. And Hulk is a darker movie.
He's very serious. Yeah,
very serious, but it didn't feel serious. This movie to me felt like a student film.
Damn, I don't know about that. That's a little much.
A good student film, a student that's about to graduate.
But still, I mean, that's tough.
No. That's somebody who's gone through film school. And it's a winning project for somebody getting their master's in film.
I don't know. It still feels like a Hollywood movie to me.
It does not feel like a Hollywood
colored.
movie.
It is dark, but it still feels like it was made by a studio.
It does. It feels like it was made by a studio, an independent studio.
Jesus.
It does not feel like it was made by a big Hollywood studio. It doesn't feel like a budget. It feels like an indie movie.
Damn. I mean,
the more I think about it,
I could see what you mean.
But the more I think about it, the more I'm just this feels like some dudes got together and wanted to make a Hulk movie. And they just so happen to get Ed Norton and Robert.
And then so much of this movie is dedicated to the Bruce and Betty romance too.
I thought she was dead.
Like,
then all of a sudden they're in love.
Yeah.
They can't have sex.
Oh yeah, because his heartbeat was too quick. Yeah.
No, and that was another thing. I'm like, okay, hear me out. And I could just be misinterpreting this, or I could not know my shit as well as I do. But I thought it was only when his heart rate was raised because of anger that he hulked out.
I think canonically it is. I think this movie changed it a little bit to that.
And see, that's bizarre to me.
That's a weird choice.
That is the crux of who Hulk is as a character.
Yeah.
He gets mad, he turns green.
Yeah.
This man was about to have the most joy of his life, and you telling me he was gonna Hulk out? And I bet you Betty would have been into it. For real. She would have been like,
maybe.
Because, I mean, if he hulking out with the thing up, she probably would have been like,
God. He would have crushed her.
He would have pounded her into the ground, honey.
Oh my God. She would have died.
She would have been like, no, but that was just such a weird thing to me.
Yeah.
That like it's like they really wanted to hammer home that his heart rate was the thing that made him Hulk out.
Yeah.
Not his rage.
Yeah.
Even though he several times through the movie is like, don't make me mad. I can't get mad.
Yeah.
Please don't make me mad.
And there are scenes when he gets pissed off and he immediately, like when they're gassing him in that walkway and he sees Betty getting like tackled and it pisses him off, he immediately turns into the Hulk. So yeah.
But like it was such a weird choice that they just wouldn't let that man get no play. Like
that was just a weird scene. I don't think that scene really was necessary.
Honestly, all of the stuff with him and Betty was like
they really heavily focused. They wanted you to care about this relationship between them, and it was all right.
It went from being a horror movie. No, it went from in the beginning, the very, very beginning of it, being to being a horror movie, to being a love story, to being a superhero movie, to being a superhero horror movie.
Yeah, it's so all over the place.
To being Fairly Odd Parents.
According to you.
How did we get here? Where's the Crimson Chin? I'm calling this episode The Incredible Hulk versus Negachin.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you are not.
I upload these episodes. I'm doing it.
Please don't.
Actually, I'm going to make a funny title for all of them.
You can put it in the description, but you don't need to call the official episode.
I'm calling this official episode with The Incredible Hulk versus Negachin.
Oh my God. No, it's a very tonally consistent movie. So we asked the ultimate question we ask at the end of each of these videos. Does it hold up? Not really.
No.
Not really. No.
It couldn't hold up if it was The Incredible Hulk.
Yeah. What he said.
It couldn't hold up if it was Atlas holding up the world.
I do enjoy this. I think it's okay. I do think this movie is okay. I don't love it. I don't hate it. It's just fine. It's fine. I can watch it and just have a enjoyable time with it. Like I'm not necessarily super into it. It doesn't necessarily bore me. I will say it's hard to be bored by this movie just because it moves so quick. Like the pacing is so breakneck. Like it's just like holy shit.
I was so bored. I couldn't focus on it.
It's so weird because can you call a breakneck pace boring?
Yes.
Like how though?
To me, it was boring because so much was happening that they didn't spend any time on anything.
True.
So it feels like they were just hopping and hopping and hopping and hopping and hopping and hopping and hopping.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I'm going to dissociate.
It was like, because 1 second he's in Guatemala, the next he's back in fucking New York. Well, no, he's in Brazil, then he wakes up in Guatemala.
Oh, he does wake up?
Yeah, because he goes up to that truck driver.
Because he's holding onto his pants, and I'm like, let him go.
You want to see some Edward Norton dick?
Liv Tyler woke up with a handful of cake. I'm just saying.
No, so he goes from Guatemala, then literally the next scene, he's just kind of wandering around Guatemala, walking in forests and stuff. Buying pants. Literally the very next scene, he's in New York. It's like, where was the transition? How did he get here?
How did you get from Guatemala to New York?
How did he get, I mean, he couldn't have hitched rides all the way to New York.
And if he did, let me see that.
Right.
Don't you love how I was complaining about all this shit in the first movie?
Yeah, right.
This movie could have used 15 more minutes.
Yeah. Honestly, yes, this movie could have been 2 hours long because they needed more time to develop.
Actually, if they just used the hour and 45 minutes that they had appropriately, they probably would have made a good movie.
But honestly, yeah. Apparently, Edward Norton really, when he was working on this movie, really wanted to focus on the Betty and Bruce romance more than anything, to the point where he would sit down with Liv Tyler and develop backstories for their characters, like so much, like, okay, where did they meet? How did they grow up?
Go to the source material.
Ed Norton went a little hard. It's like, dude, you focused on the wrong things for this movie. We didn't need. You can have a romance in a movie. Mm-hmm. Tony Stark and Pepper Potts had a great back and forth.
Yeah,
in
their
first
romance
movie.
is developed
it
very well.
It was really developed well, and they don't even get together until the second one.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, to me, that was genius the way they did that. But they had great chemistry. And like, you can have romance in a Marvel movie, but your focus needs to be, it is a Marvel movie. Like, it's a superhero movie. It's a monster movie. Whatever you want to make it. It's not a rom-com that has the Hulk in it. Like, I don't know. It was a really weird choice.
A rom-com that has the Hulk in it is crazy. I just imagine Sleepless in Seattle and the Hulk just comes in. Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks are on the phone and he just comes in fucking wrecking.
Fucking so stupid.
Now I'm thinking about You Got Mail and they're going for the mattresses. Oh, I like rom-coms a lot.
Like Jerry Maguire is like, you had me at hungry.
You had me at hungry.
Oh
my God.
To be honest with you, Darius, the more we're like Deacons Dark in this movie, I don't think I like this movie. I don't think I like it. I'm trying to convert you to like the MCU. Now you converted me to not liking one of these movies.
Yep.
I mean, it's okay. I don't really like.
And that's not my goal.
No, neither of our goals
is to. Your goal is to convert me.
Yeah, it is. It is
fully. And my goal is to stay staunch in my effort.
You genuinely, if you're doing an MCU watch for the first time, you can 100% skip this movie.
Please skip this movie.
That's
save
and
yourself the hour and 45 minutes.
And I'm not just saying because it's like not very good. I'm just saying because it has nothing to do with anything. And by Avengers, when it's Mark Ruffalo, it feels like an entirely different character. So this movie, you can skip it.
It's kind of crazy that they haven't given the Hulk his own movie since making it Mark Ruffalo.
Because Universal owns the rights to the Hulk character and refused to give them to the MCU.
Word. I honestly, I like the way that they kind of have given Hulk his own movies within other people's movies.
Yeah.
So like,
the Avengers movies are basically his movies.
Yeah.
They don't focus on it, but that's when the Hulk shows up.
Even in Thor: Love and Thunder.
Thor:
Ragnarok.
Yeah. That's a great movie.
Sorry, no spoilers.
That's a great movie.
Thor Ragnarok. There's another movie where he comes up where he is pretty prominent. I just like. I think he, Universal obviously is going to do what they're going to do. Yeah. But
there's so much potential for another Hulk movie, and it always made me so mad that we never got a Mark Ruffalo standalone movie because I think there's so much potential. For
Mark Ruffalo is great as Hulk.
He's great, and I do think he's a better choice.
And and this is the one time that I will compare. Because even when we get to, Avengers movies and Hulk comes up, this is the one time I'll compare him to Ed Norton, where Ed Norton was timid and afraid.
Yeah.
Mark Ruffalo plays Bruce Banner as trepidatious.
Yeah. Yes.
And not afraid, but
very
like
cautious.
Like,
yeah, exactly.
And that subtle difference makes all the difference.
Exactly. Like there's a scene.
Actor, baby.
Exactly. And we'll talk about it when we get to Avengers. But there's a scene where Tony is like trying to get a rise out of Bruce, and he like stabs him with this like pokey thing to try to because he's fucking with him, trying to get him to Hulk out or whatever. He pokes him, and Captain America comes in. It's like, "Are you trying to get us all killed?" And Bruce goes, "It's fine, Steve. It's fine. I wouldn't be on this ship if I didn't think I could control it." So like Mark Ruffalo does bring a very different approach to the character when Ed Norton, you're right, is more afraid.
Yeah. Okay. Our other rating scale on this movie, but there's no after credit scene, so we can't talk about that.
Yeah.
So we're just going to skip to the end of this.
Yeah.
Is this movie for me? No.
Is this movie for me? Kind of. I mean, kind of. This is not a movie, if I'm ever doing an MCU rewatch, that I have to watch. And this is not a movie I necessarily, even not doing an MCU rewatch, that I need to revisit.
I wish I could delete this movie from my Disney Plus.
It's not that bad, man. Come on.
I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it pop up. I don't want to see it.
It's just very forgettable.
I don't want to watch this movie ever again.
Yeah.
And I don't hate this movie.
I don't blame you. It's not a very well-made movie.
It's not a good movie. And I like watching bad movies.
Yeah.
I love watching bad movies. But
it's just, the characters aren't developed very well. The CGI does not hold up at all.
I know we didn't. I know we didn't really know that this movie was an MCU movie. But if this were 2008 and I had just watched Iron Man, which I didn't love, so I was like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
If I went in to see this and like either Tony Stark comes in at the end and connects it to Iron Man, I would have been like, this franchise is doomed. Doomed.
Yeah. Doomed.
Doug Dimmadoom, owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadoom. I would like to thank you for finding Dale Dimmadoom, heir to the Dimmadoom fortune.
Yeah. There's a reason they didn't really talk about this movie that much post Avengers and stuff, just because it's very forgettable and it's not very good.
It's very forgettable. It's not very good, and it's not.
It's
for
okay.
Me. And if this movie is for you, I would love.
Yes, this is a movie I really want to hear from you guys on. Please. I really want to hear more than any of these.
Leave us a comment down below. Maybe in the next video we'll respond. If there are comments on this video,
yeah, because there will be a gap between us filming the next one. Yeah,
we'll respond to some of the comments on that video in this video.
Yeah,
or the next video in the next.
Yeah, yeah. So I genuinely, more than any other video, want to hear what you guys think about Incredible Hulk, because some people love it, some people hate it. Like I want to know what you feel about it.
Yes, and actually, if you want us to respond to comments in every video, leave that in the comments down below, and we'll make sure that in the comments from the video before, we'll take a peek at, and then we will respond in the filming of the movie. It's been a long day, y'all. Of the next video. Yeah. In this case, we'll have 2 videos that come out before there will be a chance to get comments on them. Yeah. So, like in the next video, we will respond to comments from the very first video, Iron Man, and this video, Incredible Hulk. Yeah. So let us know what you think.
Let us know what you think, please.
Keep it cute.
Keep it
cute.
Yeah, comment, like, subscribe, follow the Facebook page for all the updates. But the next episode, we will be looking at, if you're watching along with us, watch this movie for the next one. We are watching Iron Man 2 in 2010. So, yeah. Little tease for Iron Man 2. Iron Man, like, these movies kind of
I've never seen this one either. So these first 3 movies I've never seen.
Yeah. Little tease for Iron Man 2. These first 2 movies, Iron Man and Incredible Hulk, kind of hinted at a bigger universe coming. Iron Man 2 really starts to heavily set up an Avengers connection with mixed results.
Damn.
We'll see.
I ain't gonna get to see no spandex.
We'll see. Yeah.
Damn.
Iron Man 2 is a bit of a mess, and we'll talk about it. But
I can't wait to see how this turns out.
Yeah, the Iron Man 2 is gonna be an interesting one to talk about, because there's gonna be a good amount with Iron Man 2 to talk about, because there's like 5 different storylines in that movie.
Oh my God. How long is the movie?
It's the exact same length of the first one. But it's another Incredible Hulk type movie where there's
too much going on.
Too much going on. Iron Man and we'll get into it more. What was that little squeak though? Like a mouse. No, but we'll talk about Iron Man 2, but studio interference was a big factor when Jon Favreau, the director, made the movie. So we'll get into it.
See, this is why it's good to do a podcast with 2 people who are on opposite sides of something. No. This man knows so fucking much about
I know everything. I know everything.
I couldn't tell you who directed any of these movies. Michael Bay? There's explosions.
Probably be a good guess.
M. Night Shyamalan.
Okay.
A bad twist.
What's the twist?
That in Iron Man.
Oh yeah, that Obadiah is the villain.
Yeah.
basically with Iron Man 2, just a little tease again. Just
oh my God, you're about to tell me the literal whole movie.
I'm just giving you some hints. So Jon Favreau wanted to make one movie. The studio wanted to make another movie, and they shoved both of those movies into one movie.
Well, God,
so
I hope they used enough lube.
It's we'll see. So tune in to Iron Man 2. Iron Man 2, I'm actually really excited for Iron Man 2 because that's going to be a really good conversation because there's a lot to talk about.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm trying to use 1 page per film for notes. I got very close to the end of the page for Iron Man.
Yeah.
Incredible Hulk, not even half a page.
Almost halfway.
So we're going to see Iron Man 2. We're going to see how long this page of notes is for Iron Man 2.
Yeah.
And if you want to see how long this page of notes is, tune in next time.
Next week. Well, not necessarily next week. We'll see.
Yeah, next time.
So thank you guys. We love you so much. Thank you for tuning into this video. He's lying. We're going to get canceled. No, we're going to lose subscribers.
No, they'll be fine. We love you so much.
We love you so much. Thank you for watching our second episode. This is really exciting. We are just getting started. We have, lots to do still, lots to watch still. But until...
You got to stop reminding me. You have to stop reminding me how many movies there are left to watch because they're actively still coming out. Though I am really excited for Fantastic Four.
Yeah, we'll see.
Solely for Pedro Pascal.
We'll see. Yeah, of course.
Solely for Pedro Pascal.
Of course. Jesus Christ. Anyway, until we see you for the next episode, which is Iron Man 2. Until then, Avengers Disassemble.